Welcome to the Shreveport Connection. This is Tommy. This video is on your Smackdown and your main event show for this week. And it was announced at the WWE main event live taping that aired earlier tonight. The show aired on tape delay. And that there will be a second Money in the Bank ladder match. Seth Rollins announced that he is the first entrant into the match, which will be held for the briefcase containing a contract for the WWE Heavyweight Championship match. It was logical to have Rollins in this match, given that he should be getting some reward from Triple H and Stephanie McMahon for leaving the Shield. I thought that they might even hand him the contract if they didn't want to have a second Money in the Bank match. Thanks to .NET reader DJ Pickens for passing along that story. The dark main event for SmackDown is advertised as John Cena, Roman Reigns, and Dean Ambrose versus Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt, Seth Rollins in a six-man tag main event match. Happy birthday goes to two-time AJPW Triple Crown champion Minoru Suzuki, turned 46. Former WWF and WCW manager Clarence Mason J. Biggs, turned 49. Those birthdays were June 17th. And since it's after midnight, June 18th, happy birthday goes to four-time AWA Tag Team Champion Larry the Axe Hennig, turned 78. Former WWF jobber Salvatore Bellomo, turned 63. Two-time WCW champion, or Tag and Hardcore champion Big Vito, turned 50. Former WWE wrestler Bam Neely, turned 39. And one-time WCW Tag Team Champion Kenny Chaos, 44. Also, the 18th would have been the birthday of two-time AJPW's World's Strongest Tag League winner Bruiser Brody, would have been 68, and Japanese legend with Haru Masawa, 52. Well, Maria Kanellis had an interview on In Your Head Wrestling Radio on the 28th. Here's a recap of what she said in the reports by Vic Schiavone, hosted by Jackie Jones and One Inch Biceps. Welcome the former Maria WWE Diva to the show. Highlights were including the following: having now wrestled in both the WWE and Ring of Honor, what is the difference between wrestling the women in the WWE and women in the independent scene? It's a lot more freeing. We always had to stick to a certain time when I was working on television, so you really couldn't try a lot. Getting in there and wrestling with some of the new girls or the up-and-comers or girls that have been veterans on the independents and completely different because we have all the time in the world. We can play to the crowd. We can see that works. What doesn't work? And that's really fun for me. There were a lot of rumors on the independent that part of the reason your fiance Mike Bennett didn't go to the WWE was because he was with you. Would you care to address that rumor? I've heard that a lot. I've heard a lot of things. But with wrestling, you have to know that everybody might blame it on different reasons. It's always going to be, oh, it's because he wasn't in good enough shape, or oh, it's because he wasn't an independent wrestler, or oh, it's because he has something in his past. And the truth of the matter is, wrestling is all about timing and placement, and at the time it wasn't Mike's time, it wasn't his time to go. I've been called an albatross, I've been called this and that, but by the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. What matters is that WWE, what WWE needs right now, because if he is what they needed, they would have taken him. And if you look at past history with wrestling, there's been a lot of guys that came back with that, had a lot of controversy surrounding them. Then I have. They always say it's Stone Cold won't go back, Rock's not going back, this person's not going anywhere. When they need them, they will. When they want them, they end up going. As a woman in wrestling, what do you think is the most important thing between looks, charisma, and in-ring wrestling? Or do you think you have to have the whole complete package? I think you have to have something. I don't think it's one particular look. I don't think it's one particular type of charisma. I don't even think it's one particular type of wrestling. I think that there's a place for everything. You just have to be extremely passionate about it. You have to stand out. And I think a lot of people thought I would never come back to wrestling. But I think a lot of people thought that I wouldn't have a place in wrestling. And I would just do whatever it was to make money. If that were the case, then I would probably be somewhere else. I probably wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. I'm so very passionate about wrestling and about being part of wrestling and making the best product out there. And I think that is what you need to stick around in this business. You'll move around. You might go to TNA. You might go to Ring of Honor. You might go to WWE. And each place will expect something different of you. But you have to be passionate about every aspect of wrestling in order to make it. Other topics included what you talked about. Does she prefer being an active wrestler or the manager valet role? Why does she consider herself a Paul Heyman girl? Does she find that some people in wrestling think that a woman can't have a good mind for the creative side of wrestling? Why does she think that there's such a big crossover between horror fans and wrestling fans? Would she like to be more involved in the booking aspect of wrestling? You can find more at this interview here, or this interview at nepwhof.weebly.com, or just post a link. And she's also, take it back, don't go to that link. The link will be at iyhwrestling.com link. This next link you can go to is for more info on this, for her appearing at the New England Pro Wrestling Fan Fest 2014 this coming Saturday, June 21st, at the Crown Plaza Hotel in Warwick, Rhode Island. Again, link for that. And now for your WWE main event results, live from Nationwide Arena in Columbus, Ohio. Your announcers were Byron. Can I do the I Saxon? Can I dot the I Saxon? And Tom Greg Odin Phillips. Seth Rollins made an entrance for a promo in a minimal reaction. Seth Rollins said that he was there to congratulate his former business partners, Roman Reigns. Rollins said that Reigns outfoxed Ricky Guerrero and then won the Battle Royal to earn a spot in the Money in the Bank match. My hat's off to you, Roman. Enjoy the small victory. Rollins noted that Reigns crossed the Authority and there would be repercussions on Monday's Raw. Rollins announced that there will be a second Money in the Bank match with the traditional briefcase contract on the line. Rollins named himself the first entrant into this next match. Ambrose attacked Rollins in the ring. Kane's music hit and it got the distraction. It distracted Ambrose long enough for Rollins to take control. Kane came out. Ambrose knocked him off the apron and threw Rollins at him. Ambrose escaped the ring and smirked as he backed up the stage while looking at Rollins and Kane. Thoughts on the match? Nice opening segment. Could Rollins put his character over like he did for Reigns Ambrose? The second Money in the Bank match could be entertaining, and the announcement was awesome. Who will be in it? Cesaro should have been in it instead of the championship match. Rusev then defeated Santino Marella. Here's another contender for the Money in the Bank, Rusev. Supposedly, so they're putting them in from there. Broadcast team spoke briefly about the Money in the Bank match for the World Heavyweight Championship. The Wyatt family center played. Backstage, Luke Harper said he sees and hears things that aren't there. He said the only way to make them go away is to make them feel like he does. Bray Wyatt spoke. As Eric Rowan stood in the background, Wyatt said Sheamus and the Usos are pawns who will fall. Wyatt said his trio will stand tall at Money in the Bank. I do think that they are all walking with the gold. Naomi pinned Paige in a non-title match. Paige and Naomi were about to shake hands when Cameron shoved Paige. Paige rushed up Cameron and then threw her out of the ring while Naomi just stood by and watched. Paige offered her hand again and Naomi accepted with a quick slap. Solid match because both ladies can go in the ring, split up dactyls. Damn it. The broadcast team set up footage from all of the Money in the Bank qualifiers. The main event of Smackdown will be Bray Wyatt, Cesaro, Randy Orton, and Alberto Del Rio versus John Cena, Roman Reigns, and Sheamus in a handicap match. The Wyatt family defeated Sheamus and the Usos. A good match. We've seen too many like these to care about. Right team went over, given that the Wyatts is in the title match at Money in the Bank. And Harper and Rowan are challenging for the tag titles. It should be interesting to see if they add more qualifiers to the new Money in the Bank match during tonight's SmackDown taping. A good edition of main event, and I give it a 6.5 out of 10. DJ Pickens sent the SmackDown results from Columbus, Ohio. SmackDown started with John Cena promo. He was eventually joined by all the Money in the Bank match participants except for Bray Wyatt. Dissension was teased between Roman Reigns and Cena. Reigns and Orton fought back to the back. Cesaro and Alberto Del Rio attacked Sheamus and Cena, but the heels were cleared from the ring. Then there was tension teased between Sheamus and Cena as well. Match number 1, Seth Rollins defeated Kofi Kingston. Rollins cut a post-match promo. Match number 2, Dolph Ziggler defeated Bad News Barrett in a non-title match. Barrett cut a pre-match promo and referenced the World Cup as the U.S. men's national team and the U.S. men's national team. Ziggler won with a roll-up. Being that the U.S. national team, my mom had told me that one of the players on the U.S. national team went to SFA from Nacogdoches, Texas. Well, Ziggler won the match with a roll-up. After the match, Ziggler was celebrating in the corner when he jumped off the ropes. Barrett hit him with a small bullhammer elbow. Match number 3, Adam Rose defeated Titus O'Neil. Rose won with a roll-up in under a minute. And then Adam Rose said it won in 5 seconds. No, that's not a typo, and probably not a reshoot either. Titus challenged Rose to an immediate rematch. Rose accepted and slapped Titus hard across the face, then rolled him up for the pin. Match number 5, Kane defeated Dean Ambrose by a chokeslam. Seth Rollins was featured on commentary for this match. Towards the end of the match, after performing a suicide dive on Kane, Ambrose jumped over to the announce table and brawled with Rollins. Rollins hit Ambrose with a curb stomp. Following the match, there were loud "You sold out" chants from the crowd to close out that segment. Match number 6, Big E defeated Jack Swagger with Zeb Coulter with the big ending in under a minute and 30 seconds. Zeb cut a pre-match promo asking Big E how long he's been working with Lana. In a backstage segment where Summer Rae approached Fandango after some idle chatter, they shared a long kiss. Layla emerged from the dressing room behind Fandango to catch the end of the kiss. She started to cry. Match number 7, Bo Dallas defeated Fandango with the Bulldog in under 2 minutes. The match wasn't even that long. Layla was conspicuous by her absence during Fandango's entrance. Once Fandango was in the ring, Summer Rae ran down into the ring and tried to dance with Fandango. She blew him a kiss as Fandango ushered her away. Layla then attacked Summer from behind and a cat fight broke out. Fandango tried to break it up, but he got slapped in the process, and Bo helped him to his feet and then hit the Bulldog for the win. After the match, Bo did his usual over-the-top celebration. He then knelt over Fandango in the corner and said, "Don't worry, there are plenty of fish in the sea. One day you'll catch the right one." Bo then hugged Fandango in the corner, and there was a large Bo Hi-O sign in the front row. Funny also, there were multiple Obama Hope style posters in the front row featuring Bo Dallas with a Bo Leave caption. It's possible that they were planted like the Cesaro section signs. The White family backstage for a promo. The Bray Wyatt spoke about his involvement in the Money in the Bank match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. The time for the childish charades is over, as Wyatt said. I will take what is mine. Run. A graphic air teasing an announcement for this Monday's Raw regarding the participants in the second Money in the Bank match. Match number 8. John Cena, Sheamus, and Roman Reigns defeated Randy Orton. Bray Wyatt and Alberto Del Rio and Cesaro with Paul Heyman in a handicap match. There were multiple loud "We Want Roman" chants during the match. The crowd booed big time when Sheamus hit and made the hot tag to Cena instead, which was hilarious. Middle of the match, there was a stare down between the two teams on the floor closest to the hard camera, and a brawl broke out along the barricade. The heel team then took their turn working over Cena for the majority of the match. The crowd erupted for this. Cena finally made a hot tag to Reigns, and the place erupted again. Reigns pinned Del Rio following a spear. A really fun main event match. The victorious team shook hands to close the show. And yeah, there's some more news. Seth Rollins will be having some new ring gear, which I'll post a photo right there for you. And also some other news. Okay, the Dark Match before main event tapings saw those Matadors defeat Heath Slater and Damon Sandow. I missed that. I'm catching it right now. We also got Kane versus Dean Ambrose was announced for Friday Smackdown, as you just seen. Roman Reigns versus Alberto Del Rio previously announced, but that was changed. The new main event was a 4 versus 3 handicap match. We just heard a match on that. As it was, I think it was advertised as a dark match main event. And I'm not seeing anything from what happened after SmackDown. And it looks like that will end my video for this week's show. Thanks again. Peace out. God bless. See you where I want to be. If you didn't know, you better call me.